Alright, I'm just gonna spill it. It's 2 a.m. My phone's got like 9% battery left, and I can't stop scrolling through her old photos, even though I know it makes me feel wrecked. 7 years. 7 years with someone, and then snap, it's all gone like it never even happened, and you're just supposed to keep breathing. Her name's Lena. 26, wild laugh, the kind of girl who could eat a burger with both hands and still look cute. We were together since college. Through dumb fights, job changes, moving in together, birthdays, funerals, all of it. And now, nothing but silence and that hollow feeling in my gut. She works at her mom's restaurant, always did. Always talked about how family was everything. You know, the type. She'd drag me to Sunday lunch with her parents every week, make me try her mom's soup even though I told her 100 times I hate cilantro. And then there's this kid, Emilio. 20 years old, still looks like he should be getting carded for beer. He started working at the restaurant last fall. I thought nothing of him, just some new busboy trying to save up tips for sneakers or whatever. Here's how it started. Lena comes home one night looking off. She's quiet, fiddling with her phone during dinner, laughing at texts she won't show me. I ask what's funny. She shrugs and says it's just group chat stuff from work. But there's this little smile on her lips, the kind where you can tell she feels wanted. I didn't really think much of it, not at first. Fast forward 2 weeks. We have this stupid fight about nothing, seriously, about which show to binge next, and she storms out of the apartment, says she needs air. Doesn't come back until almost midnight. I wait up for her because that's what you do when you love someone. When she finally walks in, she smells different, like smoke and cheap cologne. Her eyes are glassy, and she keeps giggling at nothing while taking off her shoes. What happened? I ask. She waves a hand. Just went for a drive. With who? Just myself. I let it go because I don't want to fight anymore, but that night I barely sleep. A few days later, I'm picking her up from work and see Emilio hanging outside the side door. He gives me this look, almost apologetic, and then ducks inside without saying hi. That should have been my first warning sign, but love makes you stupid. Then the real drop. Lena starts guarding her phone like it holds nuclear codes. Takes it to the bathroom with her, face down on the table at dinner, random texts lighting up the screen late at night with names like Marta or work group. I catch her giggling over something again and say, hey, why don't you ever laugh like that at my jokes anymore? She rolls her eyes, don't be weird, but my stomach is twisted tight already. One night we're lying in bed post-argument and she gets a call from Marta at midnight. She ignores it but then grabs her phone and goes to the living room saying she needs tea to sleep. I follow 5 minutes later and catch her typing into Google Translate on her phone. Who are you talking to? She jumps like I caught her stealing cookies as a kid. No one, she says too quickly. You're using Google Translate. Why? I was helping Emilio study for his English test. It hits me then, why would she be texting Emilio late at night? Why is she always helping him? The next day while she showers, I check her phone. Yeah, I know. Her WhatsApp is locked, but Instagram isn't, so I scroll through DMs and see pages of Spanish back and forths with heart emojis and inside jokes in 2 languages I barely understand. I want to puke, but my hands are shaking too hard. So I do something desperate. I message one of his exes from an old tagged photo on his IG page. Don't judge me. She answers within an hour. Lol, yeah, he cheats on everyone he dates. My head is spinning now, but Lena walks out of the bathroom all smiles like nothing has changed. That weekend we go out for brunch with friends, but Lena glued to her phone under the table the whole time. My best friend Mark catches my eye across the table and mouths, everything okay? I shake my head no, but keep pretending because what else can I do? After brunch, Mark corners me outside. Bro, what's going on? You look wrecked. I mumble something about work stress because I can't say the truth. Not yet, not until I figure this out myself. A week later, Lena asks if we can talk after dinner. My heart drops into my shoes because you don't ask for a talk unless you're about to drop a bomb. She sits across from me picking at her cuticles. I think we need some space, she says quietly. I just stare at her because after 7 years, that's all she has to say. Are you seeing someone else? She hesitates but nods, tiny ashamed but not really sorry either. Is it Emilio? Again that nod, barely visible but enough to break something inside me forever. I stand up so fast my chair bangs against the wall. How long? She whispers. A month maybe. It just happened. I laugh because what else can I do? It doesn't just happen. She starts crying, big messy tears. But I feel nothing except white noise in my head and this burning behind my eyes like I might scream or throw up or both at once. We split that night. Just like that, a 7-year relationship gone in an hour over takeout containers and spilled tea on the counter. She moves out 2 days later while I'm at work, so I never even get to see her pack up our life together into cardboard boxes labeled kitchen or miss. She leaves behind a single note, I'm sorry for everything. That's it. For weeks after that, everything blurs together into one long ache, waking up alone in our bed, finding her hair ties still wrapped around bathroom doorknobs, scrolling through old texts where we swore we'd never hurt each other, the echo of laughter that isn't mine in our empty apartment, and everywhere she's there with him now. They post matching bracelets on Instagram stories within days like some middle school couple who just discovered Forever 21 jewelry racks. Heart emojis flood every picture, them grinning with milkshakes, him pulling faces, Lena leaning into his shoulder wearing a my hoodie because he has none of his own. He doesn't have a car. I had to drive her to pick him up for their first date because apparently he couldn't get there on his own. Yeah, I only found out later. He doesn't have money. She covers their dinners out now instead of splitting bills with me 50-50 like grown-ups do. He barely speaks English. They literally use Google Translate to flirt. One night it gets worse. My buddy sends me screenshots from Emilio's TikTok account because apparently everyone under 22 lives on TikTok now. It's Emilio flexing his new bracelet next to Lena, with captions in Spanish like "Mi reina, my queen," followed by heart emojis and hashtags about true love lasting forever, except 3 different girls comment heart emojis under every post too. Mark calls me after midnight. "Dude, you need to see this." He reads off comments from these girls flirting with Emilio in Spanish under pictures with Lena right next to him. One even writes, "Miss you, BB." So now not only did Lena leave me for this kid, but he's cheating on her already. For days all I can think is, what does she see in him? He's shorter than me by half a foot. No job security, no car, no shared language. I start obsessively checking their profiles, watching every photo drop like it's another punch in the gut. Even though it's torture every time I do it, I keep telling myself I should block them both. But I can't, as if seeing their posts will somehow give me closure or explain why 7 years meant less than one high night behind a restaurant kitchen every morning is different. Some days I wake up calm, almost relieved I'm not waiting for another shoe to drop, but then I'll see a new foe. Or here there at some new spot we used to go, and it's like starting over again. 1 second I'm fine. The next I'm crying over leftovers in front of a sitcom rerun. I try calling Lena once, to ask if there's anything left worth saving, but she doesn't answer. It goes straight to voicemail with that same old greeting we recorded together when we first moved in. I hang up before I say anything. Just listen to our laughter echoing through tinny speakers, till it clicks off. It gets so bad I start seeing a therapist. Not because I want to, but because Mark threatens to drag me there himself if I don't start taking care of myself. The therapist tells me it's normal to feel angry, to feel sad, to feel nothing all at once. But I don't want normal, I want answers, I want closure. I want karma, but karma's slow, or maybe she's blind, or maybe she's cheering for someone else entirely. A month passes. I hear from mutual friends that Lena's mom hates Emilio, calls him a child playing grown-up, says he's bad news. But Lena won't listen. They're inseparable, showing up everywhere together, even crashing parties. None of us invited them to one night. We're all out bowling for Sam's birthday, a group from work, and guess who shows up holding hands? Lena and Emilio, matching bracelets glinting under neon lights. She sees me across 3 lanes. We lock eyes. For half a second there's this flicker, like maybe she's sorry. But then Emilio drapes an arm around her shoulders, and she looks away. I bowl gutter balls all night. The only thing I strike is my pride afterwards. Mark pulls me aside. Bro, you gotta stop torturing yourself." I nod but don't say anything, because I know he's right, but also wrong. You can't just turn off 7 years overnight. You can't just delete your own story because someone else found a new chapter faster than you did. It gets messier. A week later, Lena texts me out of nowhere. "Hope you're doing okay." I stare at those 4 words until they blur into nonsense. Is she checking up on me? Gloating? Guilty? I answer back, "Why'd you really leave?" She types back slowly, "He made me feel special again." I want to scream, but instead I just write, "Was 7 years not enough?" He doesn't reply. Not then, not ever again, not directly anyway. 2 nights later, Mark sends another screenshot. It's another girl posting selfies with Emilio, in his hoodie this time, not mine, tagging him maybe Saturday Night Love, while Lena comments underneath with fire emojis like she's blind, or just pretending not to see what's happening right in front of everyone else. It finally hits me. All those gifts, all those trips, all those nights spent planning our future together. They meant nothing compared to one kid giving her attention while I was busy paying bills and keeping us afloat. I spent 3 days straight spiraling, calling out sick from work, lying sprawled across our couch eating cold pizza, wishing I could turn back time or crawl out of my own skin altogether. But then something snaps. Instead of feeling broken, I start feeling angry, not just at Lena or Emilio or even myself, but at the universe for letting people get away with things like this, while decent guys end up dicing onions by themselves on Friday nights. Instead of laughing over takeout containers with someone who actually wants them around, I decide I'm done being sad, done being jealous, done letting their drama rent space in my head for free. I block both their numbers, delete every old photo off my phone. Even burn an old letter Lena wrote me sophomore year when we first said "I love you." The smoke alarm goes off, but honestly it's kind of cathartic. I start going out more again, seeing friends I lost touch with while playing house. I even sign up for a boxing class because Mark says hitting things helps. He's right. Still, the pain comes back sometimes in waves. In dreams where we're back together watching dumb movies or making breakfast on Sundays before everything got so complicated. One Saturday night I'm out drinking with friends when Sam leans over. Dude, you seen Lena's Instagram lately?" I shake my head. I haven't looked since blocking them both. But curiosity burns too hot, so he shoves his phone into my hand anyway. The latest story pops up. A selfie video. Lena laughing as Emilio spins her around outside some cheap diner. The caption reads, "True love knows no language barrier," followed by 2 intertwined heart emojis. And suddenly I'm not sad anymore. I'm to my hand Sam back his phone without saying anything, because honestly, what is there left to say? 2 weeks later, rumors start flying around our old friend group. Apparently Emilio got caught deeming 3 other girls again. One even showed up yelling outside the restaurant where he works with Lena. They screamed at each other in Spanish until Lena's mom came out threatening to call the cops. Everyone tells me you dodged a bullet, but why does dodging bullets hurt so much? A month after that, Lena texts again, "Can we talk?" I ignore it for 2 days straight, But eventually curiosity wins and I agree to meet up at our old coffee shop downtown. A neutral zone where nobody can yell or cry too loudly without getting side-eyed by baristas waiting for closing time. I get there early. Order 2 coffees just like we used to and wait 15 minutes before she shows up wearing sunglasses indoors. Classic move. She sits down across from me, not looking directly at me, and starts talking fast. I'm sorry for everything, for how things ended, for hurting you. I nod silently. It hurts less now than before, but only because I'm tired. The conversation drifts awkwardly between small talk about work and new apartments until finally she blurts out, "Ellie cheated on me with 3 different girls." I try not to smile, but it's hard not to feel vindicated. Even as guilt tries crawling back and I sip my coffee slowly before answering. Guess karma moves quicker than we thought. She laughs bitterly. Yeah, well, it still sucks. Silence hangs heavy between us before she asks, do you hate me? I think about all those sleepless nights, all those gifts, all those plans, and finally answer honestly, no, I don't hate you. I just wish you'd been honest sooner. She wipes away a tear before standing up quickly. Take care, okay? And that's it. The last chapter closes quietly without fireworks or screaming matches or grand gestures. A soft ending instead of an explosion. The next morning, Mark texts, you good? And for once, I actually am. Or close enough anyway. Time keeps moving, even when you're stuck. Instead of scrolling through old memories, I'm making new ones now. Even if sometimes they hurt less than I'd hoped or more than I'd planned, yet sometimes late at night when sleep won't come, I find myself wondering what would have happened if we never fought that day, or if she'd chosen differently, or if love was ever really enough after all. But that's another story for another time.